What's up, 5-9 gamers? Welcome to your favorite Dokkan Battle podcast, the Dokkan Battle podcast. I am your host, Alec Hunter, and I am joined today by J Fanta's adult form. Give it up for Nolar.
What's up, guys?
And coming in as Nolar's youth form, we have J Fanta.
Yo, making my debut.
All right, and I'm going to get it right this time. I absolutely promise. It is the Masked Ningen.
Yo, how's it going, everybody?
All right, and I still don't have a funny line for Kensei, so it's Kensei.
What's good, everybody?
All right, and at a personal request, professional Kefla lover, Sly.
Hola.
I respect you slightly more now.
Thank you.
So for those of you guys who don't know where the joke comes from of Nolar and J Fanta being younger and older versions of each other, it actually is a joke from a watch along we did of the Dokkan Awards. And if you don't know what that is, go to YouTube. I mean, you guys can't miss it. It's all over our page. But in relation to that watch along, we did that Friday night on Twitch, and we are going to release that tomorrow morning on YouTube. So if you guys want to watch the edited kind of sped up version of our behind the scenes commentary, that's going to be available for you guys as well. Before we jump into today's episode titled Version Z, or Z if you're American like me, Nolar, do you want to say anything about the Dokkan Awards that just premiered on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, it was a long, arduous task to do, but it turned out really great. Appreciate everyone's enthusiasm. A lot of work went into it, and I'm sure you guys recognize that. It was a lot of fun, and you know, maybe this will happen again next year. We'll see. We might have to make some changes, but yeah, it was a great time for everybody here. Like J Fanta presenting some awards, Ningen in his mask on top of the body of the mask. Saying that was pretty funny. There's a lot of good stuff. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, it's a wonderful 38 minute video celebrating Dokkan in 2020. So check that out. And again, as Alex said, tomorrow we release a edited version of the watch along, kind of behind the scenes. You get a little more, behind the curtain look of what happened and what should have happened and some things like that. So definitely appreciate everyone's enjoyment and involvement in it. So
all right, so jumping into today's episode, let's talk about the horribly misnamed battle hour, because it was like battle half a freaking day, right?
12 hours.
yeah,
We were of course live here on 5-9 Twitch covering all of it from start to finish. Shout out to Nazdarachi. I mean, he's a trooper. Not really as much revealed for Dokkan as I would have expected, but the things that were revealed are pretty neat. Like we're getting a Dokkan now on the 16th of March for Saiyan Day. But the two big things that we don't really have a whole lot of information about, so we're going to have some fun speculating and talking about these. We've got Pikkon Battle and Version Z. Let's start with Pikkon Battle. Nolar, I know you did a video on the channel for this already. Can you give us kind of a rundown?
So basically what they said was, paraphrasing from what I remember, it's basically them giving you a way to play the game without playing the game. And the second they said that, and they mentioned super deformed states of the characters and the cards, which to me is, translating that to English sounds super terrible, like it's super deformed. But I think the vernacular for the Japanese people in that regard is the chibi form. I think the reason they're doing that is to, one, kind of get up to speed with the game, the gacha sphere these days. So, I mean, Dokkan Battle just celebrated 6th year anniversary. 6 years ago, the gacha sphere was very different than it is today. Lots of different quality of life updates coming out on the newer gacha sides that should be, we wish they were implemented here. And one of those is kind of like, similar to Legends, their adventure system, right? Where you send out your units, they come back in an hour, half an hour, 2 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, and then give you some goodies. And the whole point of that, just to make you guys understand, it's to make you guys log in all the time. That's for Legends, that's the whole point. Oh, I gotta log in every hour, reset my adventures, etc., etc. It's a pain in the butt for some guys, but their motivation is to get you to log in all the time so you can stay into the app, and then usually if you're in the app, sometimes you'll spend some money, right? That's kind of how it goes. So Dokkan putting in Pikkon battle is kind of interesting because they want to make a system where you would be checking in all the time. Now, I don't know if it's an adventure system where you send units off, or it's like an idle system. If you played any idle games, which idle games are huge. I think I read a report only on Android last year, it made $1 billion. All the idle games together, it's pretty insane. So if Dokkan wants to get in on that kind of action, I kind of understand it. So they didn't say too much. They said it's a developing thing just for JP first, and then will be ported over to global down the line. But look, I think it's an interesting thing because if it can give you Zenny, awakening metals, meat. I think we all want some aged meat because stamina is a thing. So yeah, I don't know. It's good because if you're a new player with a new account, the biggest problem is Gregory metals. Awakening metals is going to be an issue. Zenny's going to be an issue. So, and the thing about the game as it stands, you're using stamina to farm items and awaken characters and stuff, but stamina is limited unless you're refreshing with dragonstones and meat or whatever. If you can get items when you're offline while you're recovering your stamina, I think that's a pretty good idea. So we'll see how they implement it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
So you mentioned that they did say it is coming to JP first. So I've seen some speculation in the community that this is an early April Fool's Day preview. Jay Fanta, do you think that's even a possibility?
It could, just because they've done this kind of thing before. I mean, like these weird cards, and it is a possibility. I'm not too sure though, just because they've already said it's a JP only thing, and April Fool's is like a, both sides of the version type of deal.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, because doesn't pretty much every April Fool's Day thing so far, it's been like a fake new game mode or something, which then obviously didn't actually exist. And my initial reaction would have been there was an April Fool's thing, but they've never announced something like that on like a big event before, which makes it seem like it is a little bit more legit.
Yeah, I mean, if it is like an adventure system, Kensei, do you think that this might help us farm link levels at all?
Link levels? I really hope so, but I don't really think so. I mean, it's good for people who don't really link grind as often. So this does actually build up like a good opportunity for people to do other things and have this AFK mode just to be on the side, and then you could just link level like a certain unit you want. So I have to we have to see it in the future and see if it does link grind, because if it is, that's a really good thing for us, because people don't have the time to just sit there, be on the screen, or just sit there and just tap the screen and just link grind every single day. So I do really think potentially maybe or maybe not. So
Right now.
To interject real quick about that though, so that would mean they would have to fundamentally change the way link grinding works, right? Because right now you have to spend stamina for a chance for the link to level. So if this is an AFK thing, they would have to rewrite the code a little bit. I mean, I don't imagine that being difficult, but that would also mean that would have to occur for that to happen. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards no, it wouldn't do that. If anything, to kind of make it a circular route, the adventure system or whatever Pikkon battle will do is give you SAM, so then you can then spend the SAM to link level. You know what I mean? But I don't think there's a direct correlation of you send stuff out, you get some link levels, and they come back, right? Because you're not spending stamina. I mean, to be fair, we don't know how this is going to work, right? So by all means, it could be using stamina this entire system, but off the top of my head, that would have to change a little bit, right?
Well, they
Maybe
technically
they could
can.
send stamina to use stamina to send in the units to begin with.
That's
might
true.
Be a possibility.
Yeah.
Yep.
They could also
like a pay to activate.
yeah.
Yeah.
They could also maybe implement something like an auto play function, because that technically is AFK farming because you're not manually doing it, right? So something like Dragalia, Grand Cross, or anything else that has this feature, you just hit auto, you load up the amount of times you want to run it, or you just set it up as long as you can generate stamina, They
That'd be
can
crazy.
maybe, yeah, it would. They could maybe
Yeah.
implement aged meat in the Baba shop for Baba points, because I know players like Truth, Nalar, Goresh, you're all sitting on like what hundreds of millions of points at this point.
Yeah,
maybe.
I got 115 million Baba
So-
points.
Yeah, so they could implement aged meat in that. There's no cap. Please do not do a cap, or just do the cap at 999 or 9,999. And you can set up a function where you can do a stage, and if you need to repeat it a certain amount of times, you can click a button to auto consume the meat, and you can still continue to run it, and it would generate that for you.
The only downside is it kind of, I've mentioned this before, but like the downside of that kind of auto function, it just defeats the point of Dokkan Battle, because
True. Yeah.
Dokkan's strictly PvE, right? Like Grand Cross, all these other games have PvP. They have a ton of different modes where you're kind of like, I just want to get the PvE grind over with so I can do like the PvP stuff. Dokkan doesn't have that, right? It's all they've got is.
I disagree with that.
Oh, okay. Let's hear.
Because for me, it's the like with Grand Cross, it's you don't want to play the boring missions to farm the stuff to awaken your characters, because then you want to jump in and actually play PvP. Well, for me, it's I don't want to farm all the awakening medals and stuff for my characters, because then I want to jump in and play the actual good modes like Super Battle Road, Legendary Goku
Perfect.
event and stuff. So I'm still going to play those. I just don't want to play the ones
Dokkan.
where, like, you know, we all have that thing, especially for us when we want to make content on the new unit we've just pulled. You have to sit and play through the Dokkan event 11 times, which I would really rather not do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, to be fair to them, they've made it so you got the the double drops, like once every 8 hours it refreshes. You could do that. So if you time it right, you could get at least 6 runs in the time of 3 runs, right? For awakening a unit. So like, I don't know. I just think that with the, like, they could do a skip ticket thing, like, you know, with Grand Cross or all the other big gacha games. But to me, the main enjoyment of playing the game is not necessarily hitting the bubbles, but watching the super attack animations, right? And the mental gymnastics you have to do to be like, oh, I got to put this unit in slot 1, or I got to make sure they super first, but I got to make the board look the way it's got to go to have that occur. So that's the more engaging part than, say, mindlessly grinding, right? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it goes back to like the thing we've talked about a lot about, like difficulty level and stuff, because back when the actual Dokkan events were kind of hard, then it was it didn't seem like as much of a grind to get those medals, because you were a little bit more challenged when you actually played through the event, and you could like try out a couple of different teams here or there. Whereas obviously now, because most of the top tier teams, you pretty much just one turn every phase of the event, and so it does feel like it's more of a boring grind because you're not really being challenged at all. Because that's the thing, I agree that like maybe being able to auto like everything in the game, I don't think would be good. But even if it was down to, like you said, like a limited amount of like skips of a stage per day or something like that, like I think would still be better than nothing.
So, I mean, we really honestly don't have a whole lot of information about what this mode is, but we should go around and maybe say what it is that we want this mode to give us the most, like maybe what item we want to be able to farm, or like for me, I think it would be really cool if we could use it to somehow get more skill orbs. What do you think, Kensei?
I really hope that this also provides for me. I just want like link grinding stuff, because I have like 123 link units, and I just want to link every unit in the game right now. So hopefully that does just link grind all of our units. So hopefully, and also the medals, like Z medals. I mean, so Z swords, my bad, Z swords as well, because lately I have been using a lot of Z swords lately, so I need more of that.
Well, don't worry. Thanks to the battle hour, we're going to get 10 more. So
yeah, right.
Oh joy!
Every single type, and also medals like for free play medals, because I don't really do those as much anymore, because I don't have the time for it. So like that's pretty good for me. So hopefully that does everything for me. So yeah.
What about you, Sly? What would you want to be able to find with this?
You're asking a very good question, because I'm actually not sure. For me, I don't know about maybe farming, but they could change like a few things. Like I said, the meat in the Baba shop. But for me personally, probably for both versions, because I know this is actually an issue for global, is once an event has already come back, like it's their first debut, right? Like a story event for like an LR or something, you know, like Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku.
Right.
Like once it leaves, like after that, they put it in the keys immediately for everybody, and they can give everyone, I guess, like what 30 green keys, like just give them like a chance to farm it in case they missed it. So that way you're not waiting like 9, 10, 11 months, maybe a year for it to come back before you pull that, because you can pull an LR at any time. So you just want to be able, like, you want to get that LR, or you get the LR, you don't want to sit there and wait 11 months to actually use it. You want to be able to play it.
Shout out to the dark days when Dokkan events didn't come back for like however many months. at a time.
Months.
Pain.
So terrible.
That was like the biggest. That was the big at the time. That was like the biggest game changer. It was like, oh, Dokkan events are now literally on every day. Like, well, certain events when they make.
They're on a rotation at least, right? You knew.
Day,
Yeah, you knew when to like. Oh, I got an EZA. You know, wait till Monday. We're good, right? But back then it was like, I pulled the unit and like, I gotta wait like till it comes back on a banner because that's when they bring back the event. I don't know. It was crazy.
Remember when the LR androids first came out and everyone was like, wait, where's the full power Frieza event? It wasn't there for like 8 months.
Right.
Yeah, I think I was super lucky because I think it might have been available when they very first came out. I can't remember. I swear when they first got added to the game, I think I just had those medals, and I remember a lot of people saying that they couldn't get those ones. So yeah, that was crazy.
So would awakening medals be your big farming get there, Ningen?
I mean, it depends because there are certain with my work schedule. Sometimes when I work nights, I come home in the morning, and that's when the banners drop for us. So I'll do my summons, and if I do pull the new unit, as much as I want to get them like awakened straight away, I have to go to bed because I potentially have work again. So that would be something that would actually be quite cool even if it was any stage, not just a Dokkan event, but you could select the event that will be played a certain number of times. Maybe it takes like a certain amount of time. So like if you want to do I guess is it Z, or it's not Z hard, is it like Super 2 now or whatever, but the stage of a Dokkan event that gives you 7 medals, and then it will say that it takes like an hour to do that stage 1 time, and you could set it to do it like 6 times and then just go to bed. Like something like that would be kind of cool. But the thing that I wonder about how the mode is going to work in terms of how it looks, because I saw people in the chat when we first started talking about all the like the different types of super deformed like character arts and stuff we're going to see, but I don't think they're going to do like those for, you know, like every character in the game. So I think it'll be very limited to what it actually looks like visually, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So, so Jay Fanta, what about for free to play players? Do you think there's like an advantage here to farming characters possibly?
Maybe not farming characters, but I mean, it's like for newer players, right, to get into the game. I think one issue that I had when I made my new account was just that I didn't need so much Zenny for these EZA units, because there's so many now that I think it's gonna be like for the mode's gonna be like for the general items, Zenny, maybe support items. But what I would like would be like skill orbs, link leveling up. I'm very lazy, so I never link level up at all. So if that was it, I would be set. But yeah, I'm just thinking just general items for like newer players.
Right on. Then what about you, Nolar? Anything in particular you hope that you were able to farm off of this?
Anything really. We have a lot of currencies, so if you can give me battlefield currency without like me doing the grind of battlefield, or chain battle currency without mindlessly blowing my brains out, you know, as I drop, like, hey, here's like 50 here, you know, like there's 20 here, and it just kind of accumulates over time. Baba point, I mean, not for me Baba points, but like I think the general public wouldn't mind extra Baba points. Just like there's a lot of currencies that could drop with stuff like keys, right? What about keys to farm other things? So if you're a newer player, you're like, oh, I want to farm this other this event because it's got dragon stones. I need to farm dragon stones. If I don't have any keys, well, run a couple adventures, and all of a sudden, cool, I got a couple keys that drop. So like literally anything and everything could be under the sun, like you said, skill orbs or potential orbs, skill orbs, battlefield, chain battle. Even the story events have their own specific currency. So if a story event's up and you want to, without farming directly that event, you could probably get some currency out of that to exchange for other stuff. So literally, I just say anything is going to be fine. Nothing in particular, at least from my vantage point. But just if it's going to help the entire general audience and the gaming public, that's probably the best way to go.
Real quick, because I know that we're really dragging this one out, and I don't want to drag it out too long. But Nolar reminded me of something about the keys and adventures. What Grand Cross has for their adventures is that the stronger your team is, because it's ungeared teams, right? Like ungeared units, you meet this criteria, and you go on adventures. There are 9 a day, so you get 9 skip tickets and you get 9 pieces. You get like a couple of equipment and like other stuff. So Nalara's saying this, reminding me like, hey, you need keys or something, like do adventures. So in those adventures, like the stronger your team is, you could get like better rewards, like maybe the gold skill or silver skill orbs. Like as you go down, you get like other stuff. So you can have skill orbs, you can have some training items, Baba points, if anything. You know, just various items in there, but every single one of them will give like keys or something.
Yeah, I mean, someone else brought up like, I don't know if they'll ever do it, but it's an option. It'd be like gotcha coins. It'd be like, here's your 1 blue coin because from this thing, right? Or whatever the case may be. I don't think they'll do it because they've tied gotcha coins to Dragonstone usage. Like that's
pretty much,
that's the statement. So I don't think they'll do it, but it's an option if they wanted to. But the bigger thing is this is a hero collector game. Right.
Yep.
So they haven't really given you an incentive to like collect all the heroes unless that's what you want to do. But if they wanted to make sure you use up all your box space and use your Dragon Stones on box space and all that stuff, then they'd be like, hey, send out strength units, super strength units that are like SSR and SR to get a higher chance to drop like more meat, for example. Right. Then you'd be like, oh, well, let me go through my box and make sure I have those units to do that. So they haven't really incentivized a diverse. They have done some, but not a lot. But they haven't really incentivized the diversifying your box to have every unit possible. But if this mode, Pet on Battle, helps do that, then that's good. Like Battlefield's one way to do it because you need to have a bunch of URs, good units that link together and stuff, and teams. But you know, there's some units that have been riding there since the first like week that I've been playing the game. I've just kept them because I want to have them for the collector's purposes, but maybe they will serve use down the line. Who knows?
Right on. And now the other big announcement, I mean, I say big, we don't really have any information on this one either, but version Z, or version Z as they said during the live stream. What are we looking at for this? Is that where kind of like the same name update ties in, or is this, I mean...
I was even talking to Gail about this earlier. Like, for me personally, I would rather have the same name update come out within like the next week or two. And then if they want to actually take their time, because I've heard that's a revamp or something, they want to take their time with that, at least give us the same name update like rather quickly so we can like have like a little bit of extra fun and we don't have to like sluggishly wait out until whenever that version comes out. Because let's be honest, the longer it takes for that version to come out, as long as they're working on it and polishing it, the better it will be when it drops. Because that's any game. Because, let's look up at Cyberpunk, right? Like, well, granted, they've had years to work on that, but what happened when it dropped? Tons of issues. So, the more time we give them for that version Z update, the better off it is. But for me personally, I'd rather have the same name update not come with that and come out sooner so I can just have my fun with that.
So for those of you here who didn't miss the like 3 minutes that they talked about this during the 12-hour stream yesterday, what exactly is version Z? Did they give us any real concrete information on what it is other than some form of an update to the game?
Not as far as I know.
Nope.
Yeah. Guys, go ahead.
I have nothing.
No, they didn't say anything. They didn't say anything.
They didn't say anything at all.
They said it's basically like a quality of life update.
Yeah.
Quality of life update. Okay.
Okay, well, so just let me jump in here. When they say quality of life update, like they've been pretty good about dropping quality of life updates and be pretty quick with it. This is the first time where I think they make a huge announcement and say it's going to take them a while. So, given their track record and saying what I said before, like they'll drop it and then push it out quick, and now it's the opposite here where they make a huge announcement. It feels like this is essentially Dokkan 2.0 without actually making a brand new APK called Dokkan 2.0. You know what I mean?
Right.
Again, the game's 6 years old now. It's missing some stuff that other newer gacha games that people are playing that some of us as Dokkan players want, right? So a UI revamp, maybe it's a new story system. Maybe it's a skip button on the summon, which, oh my god, that'd be fantastic.
I know.
So as I
Maybe
see
it's-
Krillin and some random person in, it's just like, that's it. It's a double skip. Yeah.
Right. Maybe they are going to give us like a completely different play mode. I mean, that's kind of been their style the last couple of years with their other games. They added a card game to Kakarot. They added like a card fighting game to Xenoverse. Is it possible that we could see some mutation of gameplay from this?
Battlefield 1.0. Bring that back.
Yes,
Oh, no.
bring it back.
Dokkan Tower Defense, bring it.
Back in the day, I think
That'd be
more-
actually fun, I think.
Yeah,
I
that's-
didn't hate it, to be honest.
No, I didn't either. I just thought it was grindy. That was the only downside.
Yeah.
Well, I
to it,
mean, it
but-
is Dokkan Battle.
Yeah, true.
It's a good basic. They could use that as a base to like make
Yep.
something much better. It'd be quite a bit. I mean, if that's the, I would rather they make new kind of modes like that rather than our favorite new mode, the chain battle.
How about a battle royale mode? Come on, guys. You know that's been popping off.
Goku with the gun, obviously.
The way
So-
they describe this update is basically Dokkan. It's like they're probably going to revamp Dokkan. And I've been saying this: if they were to ever introduce HD art or anything like that, they need an overhaul of the game, and this could be that. They could introduce HD arts and a better compression system for their game to allow
remove
that to
in
happen.
backgrounds.
Yeah, because on the one hand,
Too, but
it is really weird because like it's awesome that we're getting some of the quality animations that we're getting now for super attacks, but like sometimes you have to wonder to yourself like, why are they putting the enemy sprites in these super attack animations? Because they kind of ruin it. Like make the super beautiful looking animations, but just don't put the enemy sprites in it. Like I don't. So like that's one of the things I really want to see, probably more than anything, is them actually updating those, because
it could be a thing. They could be updating all the old sprites and stuff too, just shoving
Ooh,
them
that'd
all
be
in at
nice.
once.
I mean,
'cause they've been
I'm
doing
excited
it
for
kind of
any
over
overhaul,
time.
honestly. You know, the game at 6 years old, we've been staring at the same basic pixels for that time. I mean, they've done some really nice stuff with animation. I don't want to, discount that in any way, shape, or form. And card art's gotten really, really good, but there's just other aspects of the game where I feel it just needs to be overhauled. I'm looking at you, friend system.
I was
Whereas, like,
Yeah.
since he's
Yeah,
not here,
classic.
like, since Goresh has said a couple of times as well, there's the fact that, like, basically every single character, if you don't super, or if you're just doing, like, an additional normal, it's like
They have the same animation.
for just
Yeah.
doing a normal attack. Like,
Right.
those could be more interesting.
So
Absolutely.
they introduced 3D sprites to the game. Just legends fighting at that point.
But something we do have a little bit more information on that I think is probably closer than anything else we've talked about today is that same name update.
Oh, yes.
So this is going to allow us to use characters with the same name, because as you guys know, we can't do that, especially now because of safety net. Screw you, safety net.
Thanks a lot for lagging my game.
Right?
Don't count that out too fast.
So, anyway, do you guys think that this is going to be one of those things that they do where they just drop this on both versions at the same time?
That would be the best thing.
Oh, I agree.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah, because I do
In this
think
global
this
level.
might tie up to the same day unit, so it could be
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
Broly, definitely.
Well, that's the thing. It could be anything, because if you think
True.
about some of the speculation for Saiyan Day, a lot of the popular ones have been either Broly, Saiyan Saga, or like a God Goku. But we
Yeah.
already have multiple of all of those. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Right.
Saiyan Day is like a perfect time for them to potentially drop that.
Here's Goku number 9,246. Go to town, kids.
Mhm.
Who has order number 470,603?
Right? So outside of the obvious, I mean, this is going to completely revolutionize the way we make teams, right? I mean, because you're going to run agility Golden Frieza and tech Golden Frieza together. Like it's going to be a thing if they can activate their links, because we don't know that yet. I mean, what other massive changes does this make for the actual fundamental gameplay, and how does it affect the future of the game going forward? Do you think this is a move that they're making to make it to the 10-year mark?
Well, if they're gonna do this, I'm gonna be honest, and I've seen some of my friends, even some other people in the community say this. You got to make some of the events harder.
Yeah.
Because could you imagine? Obviously, this is farther down the line. Well, actually, might not be, because in UI Goku's EZA, Tech Vegito Blue's EZA, he could possibly greatly stack attack and defense on Super, and that's 50%. Imagine a rotation with him with that EZA, and then physical Vegito Blue's EZA. What the hell is going to touch them? Nothing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you stick. What other characters link really well together? I mean, think about all the Khalifas you can stuff together on a team.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like any say. That's the thing, is that's the big thing, is whether or not links come into it, because obviously a lot of same name characters, because of they are like a specific form or whatever, they do have like identical link sets. So if they make it so that they can link, that's going to be pretty crazy. I don't think they necessarily will. I think it'll be fine either way, but obviously we have no way to know at this point, because like you were saying, the Golden Freezers is a good example, but like you'd run them on opposite rotate, even if they do link, possibly run them on opposite rotations, and then you've got like an unstoppable wall on both turns.
And then you just throw the int one in there and run him alongside of one of them on one rotation.
Well, you run double cooler leads, and then you have a transformed cooler and a Golden Freezer on both rotations.
Right?
There you go.
Make Terrifying Conquerors more busted than they already are.
Right.
That's kind of what they said to Realm of Gods this anniversary, but I digress.
So, Realm of Gods gets a huge up, like, as always. We always joke about Realm of Gods getting an update every single time, but like Realm of Gods gets a huge upgrade from this, because obviously this follows on directly from the anniversary, where one of the hot topics was like, which UI Goku should I use now? And Int UI Goku is arguably, I would say, the best Realm of Gods leader. And so now you can run him and the SDR one and the physical one for support if you want.
Just run all three for him.
Run all three pretty much.
Right.
I would say with with this name update does open a lot of creativity to both Dokkan and content creation. So let's say like if like we make a collaboration or racing, like you can only use a base form Goku team only, and then have like the other like collaboration with your friends, have like a full base form of final form, not base form, but a full final form Frieza team. There's a lot of things that this name update brought into, like, open doors to Dokkan Battle itself, and also content creation. So maybe in the future they could have like an event where like you're only supposed to use like only Super Saiyan Goku only team. So like this does open a lot of stuff to creation in Dokkan Battle, and I do love that about that. So hopefully that they do something with it.
Yeah, that's something I was going to say, following on from what Sly was saying about them having to make slightly harder events, is you could now make an event where, imagine where you make an event where, I don't know, the boss it's on Namek and you fight Frieza, but in the event you can only bring base form and Super Saiyan 1 Gokus. Obviously, without the name update, you just wouldn't be able to do that. And then, they could make each stage be iconic fights and then limit it to only like 2 versions of the same character, which you can now do because you can run multiple of them on the same team. That'd be quite interesting, I think.
I say do that if they limit it to 5 minutes against Frieza and Namek.
We know what Dokkan's or Dragon Ball's 5 minutes is like, I don't know, 5 hours, right? So you've got time. But I'm gonna say 2 points. One, it opens up the doors for them to do like missions, right, or achievements or whatever, where you could be like, run the Legendary Goku event with just like Super Saiyan Vegetas or Super Vegetas, right, or whatever the case may be. That's a one stone mission. Like they could just do a ton of those, and I think that's fine because that gives us content. Like, even though you're rerunning the same stage over and over again, you're using different units, different builds, all that kind of stuff. But the second point I want to make is this is a very good update. But to be contrarian here, we had some good concepts with the exchange mechanic, with like the dual cards, right? Broly and Paragus is different than just regular Broly, right? So you can definitely bring that card. But so I kind of like those like cards too, where you have the exchanges, you have the dual cards, trio cards, whatever, join forces to kind of, that was their way to kind of get around the name change or the same name requirement in the past. So, you know, potentially this means we won't see those type of cards again, right? Potentially. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but maybe we'll see a lot less than they initially planned. And here they're just going to just drop another Broly. Here you go. Well, but like what during 5-year it was, hey, Broly, Chile, Lemo, like just to get around that. Why put all three in there? So yeah, that's the only thing I'm kind of wary about, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, because we talked about that a little bit in the video that we did for the channel when the update first came out. Because they, like you said, it's almost like they used that mechanic as a way to get around the name thing. So when, like as a community, players, whether it's online or whether it's on our channels or whatever, when we would speculate about future units, that was obviously something that we would all have to bear in mind. So obviously at some point we're going to get a new Omega Shenron. Everybody kind of assumes that it will be Sin that transforms into Omega, but the only reason everyone kind of thinks that is because we were thinking of it based on the getting around the same name issue, which is now not going to be a thing anymore. So that means it is, I think you're right, is we could potentially see, I was going to say a lot less, but we barely get any anyway, but we could see a lot less like exchange characters and stuff like that because they don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah, I think it'd still be cool though, to still have them because, you know, animations to transform is like always a good part of the card.
I think what they should, exchange characters should be, like the android, the LR androids is one of my favorite examples. They should, they need to do it more often with the exchange thing, but exchange for me should be a thing that is back and forth. Otherwise it's just a transformation, which is a separate thing. But yeah, they still should, it'd be nice for them to still do those cards. But yeah, this kind of takes away the need for them to do that.
However, going back to the Transformer Sin Shenron, even though it would get around the update, Sin Shenron still does need an extra card.
Oh yeah. I still think they should do that just because the animation would be awesome.
But, just my final thoughts. I possibly a little bit less, yes, but I still think they'll do it. Like everyone wants to see like their favorite characters fuse, like Goku and Vegeta, maybe Goten and Trunks even. You know, Kefla for killing Caulifla. We could even have a dual unit for Goku Black and Zamasu, and they can fuse into Mer Zamasu. And then that has an active skill for the corrupt version.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Because that's the thing, is even now you could argue that all those characters that we have at the moment that are the dual characters who then fuse, again, you could say potentially they only exist in that form because it was to get around the same name thing. They couldn't just make another Gogeta, whereas now they can, but just hopefully they won't because we want to see those animations and stuff. Because if they even did things like, I think there's only, off the top of my head, there's only 2 or 3 units in the game that do it, but it's like they instantly turn one transform into something else, and you know those literally were only created to get around that same name issue. But the thing is, they could still do stuff like that because some of them it would be just entertaining to have those in as like gimmicks or like so you can see cool animations, but they now don't have to anymore thanks to this update. So hopefully they will still do like cool stuff like that.
Another thing that they could do, I think Boujack did it. You have a unit, probably summonable, but then one free to play because I'm pretty sure that there's like a gacha law where they can't have
combo gacha.
But considering, so say for like you have a Goku, right, that you summon for, and in his passive it reads, if there is a Vegeta, just any Vegeta, maybe exclude Junior or whatever, on the same rotation, you can have that Goku quote unquote fuse/transform into Gogeta or Vegeta, but the Vegeta still stays there. It's just to give him that passive.
So it's like a more advanced version of the
Kind of,
unit
yeah.
special attack. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So-
yeah.
I could see a lot of that stuff happening, and we could sit here all day and just talk about the potential of this save name update. But there's actual Dokkan news we still need to cover, guys.
Yeah, we could have a full podcast on this topic.
Right. So jumping over to the JP side of things, we've got Goten and Trunks plus Krillin. I have been really busy this last week, and I didn't do my homework. So Sly, you want to catch us up on this unit?
Oh, you're so lucky that I watched Truth's video. All right. For Goten and Trunks, honestly, he's right. Where if both great chances for the extra attack and defense don't kick in, they look very lackluster. But when they do kick in, and you actually have that Krillin on rotation, they're making in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Physical Beerus, Tech Ultimate Gohan look like chumps in terms of attack stats. I don't remember the defense stats off the top of my head, but they were still tanking pretty well. But overall, they're a fun unit. They're kind of, I wouldn't say gimmicky, but they're kind of fun. Krillin, however, because he just boosts Goten and Trunks, like, period, I don't know if he would work with the LR Go Bros, but if he does, I would say he's probably a little bit more of a character you would summon for if you actually care enough for him, because of his support is just really good of what he brings to the table. Goten and Trunks, however, I wouldn't say, hey, drop your entire life savings on them or drop your entire savings fund for them. Like, especially for global players, like before anniversary, because they're going to come out before the anniversary.
Yeah, that's the
That's
biggest
their
problem
schedule.
for global. Yeah,
Yeah.
the fact they'll come out just before the 6th year.
Honestly, I would
Yeah.
still skip it. The only unit on there that's featured, in my personal opinion, that would even warrant it is probably Physical Angel Goten Frieza. But I would not, again, suggest
Summon on
dropping
it.
don't do it.
Eight featured units. No.
Yeah, no.
Don't touch it.
Plus
Don't
Go Bros
touch.
on there. Hold
Yeah,
on,
hello,
check
Go
the notes
Bros.
about 7th banner.
Yeah, that's the one time you're gonna be. Please no Vegeta Blue. Please no Vegeta Blue.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
I don't even have copies into my LR, and I'm tired of seeing them on banners.
Right.
Like, just stop.
Oh, I need one more to rainbow the SSR, so might as well
Oh, yeah.
get
Hey,
one
500
more.
coins,
Bring
dude.
I say you're one behind me. Just rainbow the SSR, so now I really don't want to see them anymore.
I'm scared to ask Miller, did you do it?
What?
Rainbow the SSR?
Yeah, it's been there since, I don't know, like a year ago. Who knows?
When their
At this point.
initial banner
Well,
came out?
to be fair though, when I say rainbow the SSR, I just mean I have all their paths open. I'm not going to
Yeah.
waste 9
Yeah.
Kais and orbs
Yeah.
on them because I'm
Yeah,
never
that's,
going
what
to
I,
use
that's
them.
what I mean.
Hey,
That's
why
when you know
waste
you've summoned them. That's when you know you've summoned them too much. When the SSR is SA10 and you haven't used Kais on them.
I know where you're going with this. Nola.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Lord, just say it. No,
You don't waste Kais on units like that. You just keep summoning and raise their super.
True.
Yeah, exactly. Naturally, the old-fashioned way back in the old days of
The way the
Dokkan.
loading screen tells you, even though the hidden
Yes.
potential system already
And the-
exists.
Well, that requires to spend a lot of money, man. Come on.
That was
Oh,
also the
man.
worst because that loading screen came out during the 2nd anniversary, and everyone's like, "Don't take this advice and feed in a dupe Super Saiyan 4 Goku."
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a shame because obviously being on global, so I can't use them myself. But like Sly said, I watched Truth's videos, the private server one, and then the actual in-game one. And it's a shame because they seem like a really fun unit that I would like to have and try out in different modes and stuff. But again, even for a JP player, like, it's bad enough that for global they're going to come out right before the anniversary. But they just don't seem like the kind of banner that you want to be going all in for, especially just before Saiyan Day, which we assume is going to be something pretty crazy. And then I think global, like, most people will skip for global because
Yeah,
it's
for
going to
sure.
be
Yeah.
like 2 weeks before the anniversary or something stupid.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I only got 2 paths open and I'm done. I'm not going back in on that banner.
Yeah.
That banner is trash. Especially for global, it's not going to be good timing. They're good. When they got the conditions right, they're great. They're fun. But
That's fine.
it's just very, like I said, conditional. Things have to be hitting the right way. You get the right team build, all that stuff. So overall as a unit under themselves, like it's a fun card to use. You just have to build it perfectly, kind of like Beerus in a way. But Beerus is a lot more fun to me because Realm of Gods, all that stuff. Like it's just a different build of Realm of Gods. Well, yeah, they lead Kamehameha and Prodigious Warriors is kind of okay. It's kind of cool, but really nothing to write home about. Yeah, it's good, but it's just nothing that pops out to you, right?
Yeah.
So to me, for most people, like you probably skip this. Maybe you throw a multi or two just to try your luck, but the Krillin is really really fun. That much I can say. So
I think the final nail in the coffin of why you don't summon, I mean, other than Return to Monk for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta if he's probably on Saiyan Day, is the fact that there's enough RNG in this gacha game, or in gacha games in general, that the player base don't want to have a unit that's also based on RNG. And they're like, oh god.
Yep.
Love
I
RNG.
think they,
Me personally, I like that. Is that
It depends. It depends on what it is. Like, if it's
does depend on what it
RNG
is.
for the unit potentially having different abilities or something like that, like that's interesting.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah,
the
it is really
RNG
interesting,
is
yeah, for
literally
sure.
between whether the unit is good or not, then that's
not
what we don't
fun.
want.
Yeah, like if there's like a list of abilities, like in the Broly trio, right? Like that's one of the reasons why people like them is like, hey, if you do this, this, or this, one of these things will happen, but it's guaranteed something will happen.
Right.
With Goten and Trunks, it's like, hey, flip a coin. It's 30% chance they look poo or 70% chance they look great.
See, and that's the difference in making a character with random abilities. Like the Broly trio, they do have kind of a random effect to them, but you have the control of which effect that it is that you want to do if the board has the orbs available. With characters like Goten and Trunks, you run into the issue of, like you said, 30% of the time they're trash. You know,
Yeah, it's like units that have the chance to guard. It's like, no, I don't.
Oh
don't
yeah.
Gohan and Frieza. Oh god.
Reliability and consistency are a big thing, in my opinion, when it comes to the value of a unit. So I think that these two are pretty devalued, and that automatically makes this a skip for me, even right before, you know, especially right before Global gets the 6 year.
I feel like Global, they're definitely going to do some shenanigans with like discount step ups or something.
Always.
Oh yeah,
freaking out.
Tickets as well.
They have
Tickets.
to try. They have to try to get you to summon right before the anniversary. So, be interesting to see what that is. But
so
There's you know, the unspoken rule of gachas: if it's not 100%, it's 0%. That's why everyone was like hesitant on Inui Goku when he transformed. It's like, well, he's got 70%, but he's still getting hit 7 times. It's like,
exactly.
well, the most important thing about them is it heralds the potential arrival for a new Bio Broly, which I know we're all super excited for.
Super excited.
Me, I am.
Yeah, I'm ready
so
for an
happy.
EZA
Can't you
free to
tell by
play
my
Bio
face?
Broly.
Oh, okay. Well,
That would be really cool. We could speculate on that for a while too.
I rewatched the movie, funnily enough, after the unit came out. And you know, the thing is,
version
it
of Bio
strikes
Broly.
me.
Come on.
It strikes me as the anime version of a movie where they got a big name actor to play the main character, but then he quit after the first day because he literally looks like Broly for all of about 5 minutes and then becomes Swamp Thing, basically.
Swamp Thing.
But speaking of EZAs, we did get 3 characters with their EZA during this time over on JP. We got the AGL Goten, the Physical Trunks, and the Strength 18. I was just really quickly going over what it is that changed, and like
I don't even know what they do.
like Goten.
Okay, free 30 stones.
Goten's passive goes from a half a dozen words to a half a dozen abilities.
Oh.
Like
Well, the one thing I know that stands out from I've seen clips of them both getting up to like over 5 million attacks.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
that's,
I mean, it doesn't look bad
that's
from where I'm
that's an
sitting.
interesting start.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I really like the fact that he throws in the Goten throws in that all allies attack and defense plus 18%. Like he's a solid support unit there. I mean, 18% is not that crazy, but every little bit helps. And then they have that damage reduction when they've got Trunks or Goten or Krillin
18.
or 18.
Yep.
Like it's really cool. Like I I think these are character restrictions done right. What do you guys think?
They're pretty fun. I like
yeah.
the fun aspect of it.
Well, it's one of those things. These
the
character
team-building
restrictions
aspects.
are obviously going to be less bad going forward because of the update.
Easily.
So-
Yeah.
Right.
Because for at least Goten and Trunks, I haven't reread what 18 does, but because they ask for like certain units, considering Goten and Trunks, you pretty much run them together on teams to begin with, so that's almost keyword a guarantee that their passive will go off. Because someone like Tech Ultimate Gohan, who just quote unquote revitalized again the Hybrid Saiyans team, you can run Goten and Trunks on there because you'll have the Tech Trunks on there normally, wouldn't you? So this Goten would kick in with his passive.
Right. But then you run into the issue of usability for like Krillin and 18. I mean, there's not as much link up for those characters to work with Trunks and Goten.
Yeah,
I think that's what I like about what they did with Krillin's passive, because he provides key, and then if you have the Goten on Trunks, he provides extra key. So it doesn't matter necessarily as much that he doesn't link with them, because them being on the same turn is triggering that extra bit of support, which you could say, I guess, is almost the same as then having links active instead.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I quite like the way
as the 18 as well. I think the 18 is pretty good too as well, because she also provides key to the rotation as well, so that she supports as well as the Goten and Trunks as well. I don't think the Goten and Trunks all give us any key at all.
I don't know, they don't.
They don't. Yeah, so I pretty much prefer the 18 more than the kids.
The Goten and Trunks also hitting near about 300k defense.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then speaking of EZAs, I mean, apparently we got a lot of these to talk about. I mean, or at least JP does. Last night we got the information for Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks EZA. And just as a quick shameless plug for 5.9, we did release our fan-made version of those cards. We went and picked out a few that you guys made and read those off. And that was a lot of fun. You guys should go check that video out. But Jay Fanta, what do you think of the fact that they didn't give Fizz Gotenks the Broly treatment?
Good. Very good. Remove all his negatives and then, make him 10 times better. So sick. Really good.
Why didn't they do that for Broly?
Because no one likes Broly.
That's such a weird.
That's actually a lie.
No, well, that's
a lie.
That's the weirdest part about it. So many people like Broly. Like, people love Broly. People love Super Saiyan 3, but apparently Dokkan just doesn't like Super Saiyan 3 Broly.
All they had to
Nobody
do-
likes DBZ Broly anymore.
That's ridiculous.
Super Broly.
Nah.
That's actually a lie because people love the Tech Other Broly and he's Z Broly.
Yeah.
I think,
They like him 'cause
well,
he's
we
good.
could, obviously, we'd always hope that these kind of games, they are making decisions based on the community, but
Yeah, hopefully.
this feels like one of those situations where people were so mad about his EZA that now every single 120 leader since him has been much better. Yeah.
Much better. Because didn't the JP community didn't they also complain as well? I don't remember
For
correctly.
Broly's?
Oh,
Yeah,
when physical
for
Gotenks
Broly.
first got revealed. as
Oh,
well, wasn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah, when
changed.
physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks got revealed, everyone in the JP community is like, so what the hell happened to Broly? Super Saiyan
Yeah,
3
exactly.
Broly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is like way back when Broly came out. I was complaining because I didn't want him to be the first of the 120 EZAs because I wanted him to come later so he would be
Yeah, same.
but
It's just funny that when you think, I was thinking about it on the way home, like to get set up for the podcast, and obviously knowing we were going to talk about this EZA, but Broly went from being by far the worst 120 leader pre-EZA, and now once they've all got their EZAs, he's going to be by far the worst one again.
Yeah,
basically.
basically.
Goku and Vegeta haven't gotten theirs, and it's like, there's no way they can make him worse than Broly. Unless they just say,
Aren't they already better than Broly at that point?
Yeah, they're probably already better than Broly without their EZA,
my un-EZA Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is better than my EZA Broly.
Yeah.
Ew.
yeah.
Don't worry, he's
Super-
gonna get the EZA of an EZA.
if,
Yeah,
if
EZA him
all they
again.
would have done was just gotten rid of his negative, I think Super
Yeah.
Saiyan Broly probably would have been
Yeah,
perfect.
because the problem is his EZA came out at a time when they've already clearly shown that they don't really care about balance,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to a unit like Super Saiyan 3 Broly, who's only on like 2 categories. Like
Yeah.
they could have made him nigh the best character in the game, and he's only on 2 teams, so it's not like it breaks the game at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the thing is, he's not as terrible as like people like to make out. Like
Yeah.
he can hit hard. Like his defense is not as bad as it used to be. But the problem is, in actual difficult events, his
Yeah,
defense is just not good enough. And then when you look
Reliability,
at him next to all the other ones, he's just so much lower down like than everyone else. It's just very odd that they chose to do that.
Because even after his EZA, I'm like, I'm not gonna take him into extreme tech super battle rod or even extreme super battle rod. No, I'll just take double freezes, thank you.
Yep.
Like all they
You
had
could, but you know.
yeah, he didn't even need that big of a defense boost in orbs. It's like what, -6 right now with the EZA.
Yeah.
Just make that +6. No one would complain.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they could have just made it not a minus, but even
Yeah.
if they made it a plus, that would obviously make him good. But he still wouldn't be like top 10 TURs in the game or anything. So
No.
I really don't understand why Dokkan went through this phase of making Broly's glass cannons. That's not what they were ever. That's not what
Yeah.
Broly ever was.
yeah, the guy who literally in the first movie that he's in tanks a Kamehameha point blank to the face, and
The face, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally in Legends for LF Broly, for his cover change on a strike, he literally just eats a punch to the face. Like, why is he a glass cannon? He literally eats a punch from Gogeta, who is the strongest being at that time on planet Earth,
Mhm.
and they make him a glass cannon. Like, why?
Okay.
I think it's like back then in the original meta, I guess you could argue that they did it because for some
Nuking?
semblance of balance, because he was such a powerful unit. But yeah, like now, it just doesn't make sense for them to do that anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
So, as much as I think we could sit here and talk about JP stuff all day long, we do have global players who rely on us for news as well.
Global who?
Who?
So, just really quickly touching on, I know you guys.
Global who?
But were you guys able, for the global players, were you guys able to pull Bojack? Spoiler alert, I was not. And if you did, how are you enjoying him?
Ningen
I
looks
pulled him.
happy.
Pilaf Trove ticket for the win, baby.
Pilaf Trove.
That's right, Global W. Got him off of that Pilaf Trove ticket, so didn't have to spend stones on the banner. Bought all the sales, got them saved up for Saiyan Day. But yeah, so obviously we talked about him back when he came out on JP. There's all the comparisons between Cooler and him. Having gotten to use him now, like I love Cooler. I've always been a big fan of all the Cooler units. Final Form Cooler is one of my favorite designed characters in Dragon Ball outside of like the Saiyan design. But I think untransformed, I actually like Bojack more than Cooler.
Yeah, same here.
Because his support passive is not contingent. Like if there's multiple enemies or whatever the different phases are, I think it's 1, 2, and 3 or more enemies. The support just gets better rather than obviously with Cooler you have to be careful how you build the team depending on the event that you're going into.
Right.
Obviously I think I still haven't made up my mind, and it is kind of hard to compare them because obviously my Cooler is Rainbow and my Bojack is 55%, but I think transformed I probably still like Cooler a little bit more. Especially because of the fact, you know, he's like ridiculously effective against 80% of the game. But yeah, Bojack's team is really good. Obviously, if you're lucky enough to have some of the like top tier LRs on his team,
Joran.
I mean, yeah, the thing is, like, all the positives you can say about him are very much the same kind of things you say about Cooler. Like, even if you don't want to run him on main rotation, his team is really good, and then he just kind of sits there in slot 3 and gives everybody a massive buff. So,
yeah.
And yeah, he's like completely replaced in Goku Black. There's like no reason to ever use him anymore. The same time traveler's leader skill. So, but yeah, he's very, very good. The only downside, I guess, I didn't get a chance to try out the Zangya at all because I'm not doing any more summons on the banner now. So.
Yeah, she's not that great anyway. So
yeah, exactly. She'd be good. I think she'd be good on that team, and then that's kind of
she's only good on that team.
You use her, yeah. So
yeah, you try her on Extreme Tech without Bojack there. If you took the final form, the Baba Shop one,
well, yeah,
that's not a good time. It's not a good time.
Doesn't work on Peppy Gals. I'm sad.
I'm surprised that they didn't awaken that unit.
I know.
Yeah.
I think when he was announced for JP, we all kind of assumed that he would.
Yeah,
'cause
we thought so too.
They've done a lot of that sort of stuff recently with these celebrations where they've taken older barbershop units and actually done something with them. So that would have been a perfect opportunity, especially because they then released a tech Zangya that needs a Bojack, but they didn't do that. Oh, and of course his OST slaps, so there is that as well.
Oh yeah,
Fairy tale.
the Scottish
Fairy
music.
tale music, yep. The only downside, of course, is I'm very hit or miss because whilst I am a proud global main, there are a few active skills that I would say are not good in English dub. And the Bojack one is definitely one of them.
You could just use the Japanese voice.
I do like the.
Oh yeah, no, that's
the
well, so that's
for
the thing because I transfer my account between my phone and my PC to record, and I constantly forget that it automatically sets it back to Japanese. And so recently, because I've been using Bojack, I haven't minded that I keep forgetting to change it.
Yeah.
Until it happens.
So, was anybody else able to pull Bojack on global?
Oh, I did. I pulled him like 500 stones later. It took me a long time.
Damn.
Ow.
Yeah, 500 stones later, but it's worth it because I do have LR Turles and Jiren, so I want to
there you
run
go.
those two units together.
Yeah.
But if you don't have Jiren or Turles, I would say skip definitely Bojack because the team with the Space Marine Warriors is pretty good because you have LRB Pan, you got LR Turles, and you got Jiren, and you got Topo. It's disgusting. Also, you have the LR Bojack as well, which is his other best linking partner in the game, and they made LR Bojack with this team just disgusting because mine has only with no dupes at all, and he's hitting for like 5-minute attack stat, and it's like man, why? It's like this is so good, and hopefully in the future maybe LR Bojack gets an EZA, not right now, but like probably like 2 years later maybe, and then he'll be more disgusting.
I mean, you never know. I mean, I think you could probably argue Goku and Frieza are better than Bojack, and they got an ECA already. So
yeah, true enough.
It's meant to hit hard.
To be fair, the LR Bojack is probably one of the best well-aged LRs.
Yeah.
Right. He came out
100%.
years ago.
People,
and
I feel
he's
like
still
people,
usable.
people have underrated him for ages. But
Everyone
Yeah,
says
because he was Bojack. It was like, oh, why is this Bojack card good? But he's actually very, very good. Again, I have mine linked level 10, linked rainbowed with the SGR Bojack. He's hitting 7 million attacks. That easily, so not a it's fun.
that was I think the biggest problem for him before was the fact that because they have those links like the Hera clan and Galactic Warriors, there wasn't really a good Bojack to run him with to make the LR seem more like valuable. And obviously now we have
there is
that,
the AGL full power Bojack.
Well, how good?
Yeah, I said a good one.
Well, J Fan, have you used like on a friend list or whatever? Because
I have.
Okay, so
what's the free to play Space Traveling Warriors?
Yeah, what's the
team
free to
like?
play look like here?
Oh, it's got like, it's like pretty much a Frieza family kind of deal, but with B-Pan. It's still fun. It's just not. I wouldn't run it all the time. But yeah.
Have you tried him on Extreme Strength ESBR?
Nah, I haven't brought them on ESBR at all. I've just done Infinite History event for a video. That's about it.
Yeah, because you take the LR Frieza Prime Battle, the EZA one, on Bojack's team. Disgusting. I think some of you guys might have been in there when I was recording. He was hitting like 8-9 million attack stats himself.
Which time?
I don't know. When I was recording Extreme Strength ESBR and I had Frieza and I was like, oh yeah, this will be fine. What? 9 million? 10 million? What is this?
Yeah, you're trying to showcase Bojack. But
and it ended up
cooler, and then LR Turtles and then the TRF Turtles just took over so much. You're like, well, there goes my Bojack showcase. Here's
He's a good support, guys. He's a good support. So here you go.
Pretty much.
One thing I don't understand, and I know this could go off. I'll keep it very brief because we've complained about top categories and how they don't make sense a lot of times. But how come there are like a whole bunch of Freezers are in Space Traveling Warriors, and yet Golden Frieza, who literally traveled through space to come to Earth to fight Goku in both movies, if you count the Super Broly, although he technically didn't come to fight Goku himself. Why is Golden Frieza not on the category?
Because Dokkan logic.
But yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's why. But yeah, that's. I thought that was a bit of a weird omission. But
It's the same thing like Gohan not being in some of these categories. Like, hello.
So also coming into global, let's see here. According to the wiki, we've got 1 day 5 hours on these. We're getting the EZAs for Int Super Gogeta, the Agility and the Tech Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Gokus.
Ooh, yes.
Jay Fanta, have you had a chance to mess around with these over on?
No, I haven't even touched them. I don't think I ever used any of them ever.
these are all
strictly
summonable
free to
units.
play, so
The pain.
Right. Nolar, what about you? Between the two Gokus, which one did you think was better from your experience using them?
AGL. Tech's
yeah, Joe's that was
okay.
better.
Yeah, Tech's okay. It's not great. It's fine. He got an EZA, but AGL, like he mates the AGL blue Kaioken Goku just irrelevant now, right?
Yeah, basically.
More or less. I mean, you'll still take Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku and link him up with this STR one, sure. But like, yeah, the AGL one for Realm of Gods, dude, he's too good. Too good. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So
Noted. I better do
The
that.
only reason, my bad.
No, I was just saying I got to do that after this podcast. Go ahead.
I was saying, like the only reason why the Tech, the Blue Goku is really good. I mean, a little better. Well, not a little better, but good to use because you can use him on a full attack super team, and also you can use him along with the LR Tech Gohan, which he is a movie heroes Goku, so you can pull like have them two on the same rotation, and then Gohan will do like a lot of damage. So I mean, that's the only good thing that I noticed from that Tech Goku. But other than that, the age-old Goku is actually way better because he supports the Realm of Gods team, which is like more buffs to that team. So
yeah, I think the main reason people are excited, and the only reason I guess that people are excited about the Tech one is his now that his nuking leader skill is slightly higher, so it makes the punching bag thing slightly easier.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I was actually just about to bring that up. I think that's the only real value to that unit now. Like he's there for the punching bag event.
Yeah,
that's the only place I'd use mine. But there you go.
So. All right. I really don't want to talk about this, but okay, we will.
Uh-oh.
Freaking
What is
World Tournament.
Yes.
It exists.
Finally.
Orbs, moving on.
Yes, the second worst mode in the game. Let's go.
No, the second.
What's the first?
Chain
The
battle.
chain battle.
No. World Tournament's easily worse than Chain Battle. Chain
I
Battle
would
is
have to agree to that.
5 runs a day for maybe 7 days. World Tournament is your entire weekend gone. Every
Yeah,
single-
true. Yeah.
I would rather
No.
do one run.
If you want to
it-
if you
Oh,
get
go
the
ahead.
30 million points to get all the basic mission rewards, that's all you need to do, and you could do that in the amount of time it takes you to do your 5 runs a day on Chain Battle. It's a different. It's a
You
different
guys 30
offshoot.
points in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
well, okay, here's the thing. Just before we
Got it
dive into
sorted.
World Tournament, is like you can. It's a time investment correlated to rewards, right? So the more time you put in, the better the rewards are. The problem with Chain Battle is I could do 10 runs a day and still get like 5%, top 5%. You know what I mean? With that setup. So I agree with Ningen here. World Tournament is the second worst mode because Chain Battle is just garbage.
Plus, also the thing is with Chain Battle, and Goresh has said it before, and this time I did have it actually happen to me in practice. But I managed to get top 1%, and out of all the rewards, I think I got 2 good skill orbs. Whereas if I play the World Tournament, if I decide that I want to put the time in to grind the World Tournament, I get a bunch of actual really good, useful rewards.
Are you going to grind this World Tournament?
This one I am, yeah.
Oh hell no!
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm done.
Mainly for the orbs more than anything else.
Oh, well, yeah. The only thing for World Tournament is just the orbs, pretty much. Kais and orbs.
Yeah. However, for me, the last time I actually tried was when Kale and Khalifa were the rewards.
Same.
Yeah, true.
Good
And the
card.
problem is that the last World Tournament on JP before this one, I was so lazy, and I missed out on being able to Dokkan my World Tournament Boo and my high school Gohan, who are two fantastic units.
Oh, high school Gohan's so
So
good.
yeah, after that, I was kicking myself like, oh damn, because I was God of Destruction event came out. I'm like, well, he'd be fantastic, and I don't have to rely on Int Hercule to hopefully dodge, which he actually does do moderately well. But still, I'd rather have that Gohan.
So on a more positive note, not to just make this a world tournament bashing conversation, because we could do that for hours and hours at a time. We do have a new unit coming. The first exposure to Snow Goku Youth, the tech unit. I personally think he's pretty good for being just a free to play world tournament reward card. Jay Fanta, what are your thoughts on him?
He's actually really, really good. He's like kind of competing with some of the World Tournament awakenings that have been happening recently. And then, so if you think about it in the future, he's going to be one of the, better World Tournament cards. And I'm sure, like, for even the future of the World Tournaments that they release SSR cards, they're going to be just as good as this guy. So he's meeting a new standard for SSRs, for the very least.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, I hadn't actually looked at what he did until just now.
Yeah, what does he do? Because
he seems pretty good.
Well, okay, so attack and defense 120%, high chance of launching up to 2 additional attacks, each of which has a medium chance of becoming a super attack, plus an additional attack and defense plus 5% with each attack performed up to 50%, and a medium chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack.
Is there a condition for that evasion?
No.
Or is it just medium chance? What's his super attack modifier? Not the damage modifier. What's his what does he do?
Ability raises attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage.
Okay, because I was gonna say if he raises attack and defense, I'm like, oh, that'd be.
I mean, even that's still pretty good because if you get 3 supers off, that third one is.
Definitely.
For me personally,
how do you build it?
Probably,
he already does just about everything, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Probably a balance.
Additionals. It depends on how fast you want to build up his attack and defense.
Yeah, I think you go more so additional, and then the rest crit because he has built-in dodge. So,
9 additional, 17 crit.
Nah, more additional dodge, right? I think.
So then probably 12 and 14.
Yeah.
Interesting. A lot to think about there. Because he does have that medium chance to evade, so I don't even think I would give him 3 dodge, and I give everybody 3 dodge.
Give him 3 dodge.
I give him 3 dodge.
So
I run Candy Vegito. He doesn't dodge. I'll give him 3 dodge. He still don't dodge. I'll give anybody dodge at this point.
I would give LRK and Khalifa if I had them 3 dodge. LR bullies me about that all the time.
Yep. No, I give every unit 3 dodge unless they have at least 50% chance to dodge in their passive, and then they don't need 3 dodge. But
That's fair.
That's fair. All right. So normally we take a little break here, but we're going to jump right into our viewer questions from the week. Get these taken care of and get them out of the way for you.
Woo!
All right. So our first question actually comes from Smooth at Smooth Operator over on Twitter. His submitted question is: do you think the best team conversation will change after the same name unit update, or will it still be Realm of Gods at number 1?
I think it could change, and I'm gonna say, and there's a very good reason why I say this. Representatives of Universe 7 is going to be extremely, I don't even know the word. Like, they'll probably be top because you have the double EZA leader who are now fantastic, and then you have AGL MUI Goku, STR MUI Goku, and then you have the Int UI Goku, LR Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, and then whenever the heck he EZA's AGL Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. So,
all of which are on Realm of Gods as well.
That too. But
well,
but the EZA for the LR is not.
Right, that's true.
Would you run the TUR of MUI Goku? AGL?
If I'm truth, yeah.
If I'm truth, yeah. True.
Provided I don't kick myself and then feed all
We're speaking realistically here, man. Like, we're not gonna have a rainbow TUR MUI Goku here.
Yeah, you never know.
But honestly, it would probably be like neck and neck for representatives of Universe 7 just because that EZA brings so much to the table. Like, you can't ignore that at all.
There's that. There's 2 other categories I want to mention. It's one that's a bigger category than what you just said, pure Saiyans, because
Oh,
all
yeah.
those guys you just mentioned are pure Saiyans, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's usable.
You get
Yeah.
a better leader.
you know, so
Oh yeah,
we'll-
if they release the like cooler Bojack like blueprint unit for Pure Saiyans, where they're a support unit for the category
that
that
point, yeah,
transforms,
for
and then they
sure.
have like a 170 lead, then my god.
Yeah, if we get like a new cooler / Bojack for Pure Saiyans, easily Pure Saiyans, because you have 3rd anniversary LRs, you have the Strength Super Vegito, you have the new 6-year anniversary, so Pure
Yeah,
Saiyans
they're just held back
would-
because they don't have that leader yet. Like,
And
Yeah.
then when the heck they released the Super Gogeta variant of Strength Super Vegito, like Pure Saiyans
I mean,
with that new leader.
yeah, a lot of teams kind of jump up because you could say the same thing with Goku's family. Yeah, I mean, the game is
Yeah.
basically Goku, right?
Mhm.
So you just throw a bunch of Gokus who link well together, and you're good to go there. Same with Vegeta for the most part. You can even say fusions and Potara. So if I could run Int Gogeta with STR Gogeta with, just put them all together,
That's another thing. When we got that LR Tech Vegito Blue, the 5th anniversary, you couldn't run him under Potara with that tech base Vegito that we currently have for that support, but now you can. So, yes, of course, a lot of categories do get buffed from this update, without question. But there would not be a standalone, like, obvious number one above the rest. I think it would probably be a 3-way tie between Representatives of Universe 7, Realm of Gods, and then...
And Earthlings.
Sure, okay, sure.
You mean Turtle School?
Yeah,
you
Turtle
know-
School will work too.
Honestly,
Well,
my third would be Pure Saiyans if we get that new leader.
and transformation boost is pretty high up there as well.
Oh
just
yeah,
'cause
that's
yeah,
it.
Yep.
so many units are on that as well as their other like main ones. So-
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this catapults into the best team, but an actual usable team now is Namekians.
Oh yeah, Namekian. Yes.
True.
I'm not-
Piccolo.
I get
First-
to run my
yeah.
LR Rainbowed Piccolo with my AGL Piccolo. Yeah, take that, Truth.
True.
But yeah, so hang on.
Wait
Does,
until
does
everyone
anyone,
Piccolo gets his EZA.
does
Come on.
anyone here not have Piccolo Rainbowed? Is on
Me,
the
I think I'm
podcast?
missing one copy, but I don't care.
Ah, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Well,
I
you're
got him
relegated to
rainbowed.
truth level now, so yeah.
Yeah, but I don't care as much as he does, so...
All right, let's move on to the next question here.
So next question is from Munch Kim at Admiral Kim over on Twitter. After the legendary same name update, how exactly would you want the friend system to be changed? The ability to duplicate your own leader, ability to set multiple friend leads, or something else? Let's start with you, Fanta.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. If you could pick, like, set your friend leader as your own leader and don't have to find a friend, it just kind of ruins the friend system in a way. It's the point of adding people if you can just make your own leader sometimes. But like, I would say, because when you refresh, there's like a limit to how many friends you can actually see, or like how many guests you can see. I feel like you can just keep refreshing and an endless page. I think that would be like a fair change to it.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to like go into an event, leave it, and then hopefully
Yeah.
a set of units come out to what you
Yeah.
want, and then keep on going. But like just an endless refresh.
There is actually
Pretty
something
good.
I would like to add to that. I can agree with Jay Fanta, where if you just make a duplicate, it does kind of ruin the friend system. There are like two things I would probably say to that. Like, instead of like replicating yours, you could do what they have for Extreme Super Battle Royale, because they're very difficult. They have a rainbow, but they have like a set like skill orbs in them and like set potential system, and they're just like capped at level 5 for Lings, where that wouldn't be
Better than my units.
yeah, but you have like an option to use if you can't find someone, because obviously an actual player will have them link level 10, a better build and potential system, skill orbs, etc. So you just have an option. Where there's another thing they could do, maybe not for this, but it's another way they could update the friend system. A game called Puzzle and Dragons that's like 9 years old at this point, it still does very well. They have a friend system way where you can set 3 leaders pretty much, where your first 2 teams, whatever that leader is always available for someone to use. And then the current team you have, like the current team like you're using, or like whatever you last used, that leader would be the third choice that they have.
Yeah, so it's
So
kind of
you-
like a combination of how the friend system used to be and then how it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of interesting.
They also have a best friend system where you lock them in and their friend leaders will always be there, because theirs is you use them and then it's until they
Oh,
sign
yeah.
in again. Best friends is you can sit there, do everything over and over and over and over and over and have that exact same unit used. So say for like someone like Nolar, who's on my friends list, if I need a unit from him, or I just need a specific unit that he has up, like hypothetically Strength Super Vegito Rainbow, I could use him over and over and over if they implement that best friend system, so I wouldn't have to keep searching for one over and over and over.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
All right. Ken, say any thoughts on that one?
Honestly, with the friend system, I mean, yeah, we don't have our problems because I know there's a lot of things happening with the friend system now, and what I want from change is like, what if like they change the friend system, like saying request a leader skill, like notifying like your friend, say, hey, I want this, and then and your friend gets notified through the app saying, hey, this person needs this unit, and then you just go into the app, and then you can change the leader skill right there and then. That's one of my that could be a good idea for that, because if like if you're like can't really find a Piccolo because of course nobody has Piccolo as their friend support leader, and then just like notify them, hey, I want this, and then they can just go into the app and just like update that leader skill, and there you go, there's that Pickle right there. So that's what I want for some kind of like a notify thing for the friends, just to put their units up there. So
Kind of like the chain battle notifications.
chain battle.
Yeah, you can like push a button and be like, I need Shadow Dragon Saga, and then all of your friends get a notification that hey, Alec is looking for Shadow Dragon Saga.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The one con to that though was that people would get annoyed really quickly and just turn it off.
With the notification.
True.
Everybody has 100 friends on their friends list.
Well, I don't know, but still, like, hey,
it's like 100 times a day you get a thing that pops up on your phone saying, I need this leader.
plus, I'll turn off game notifications immediately. Like, no, stop bothering me.
Plus, the other problem, I think, because the biggest problem with the friend system and how it works is the fact that you don't want to have to wait. You want to play the mission. You don't want to be in the sense of it's like, oh, okay, I can't find an Omega, so now I'm going to put out the friend ping saying I'm looking for a Shadow Dragon's lead, and then you sit and wait for like 5 minutes for somebody to do it, as nobody really wants to do that.
Off,
Yeah.
forget about it. Come back like 6 hours later.
What about you, Nolar? You have a generally more broad knowledge of gacha games than I think the most of us here. What other solutions have you seen used in other games that have used friend systems?
Yeah, friend systems are usually you set one and then that's it. And unfortunately, because of the nature of the game now for Dokkan, where there are multiple teams, so you need multiple leads. I think what the Munchkin's saying here, where you could set multiple friend leads. I think that's a start, right? So you put 2 AGLs, 2 techs, 2 ints, all of that, and then people could just pick from there. That's a good start. I don't mind the concept of duplicating your own lead, but if you're going to duplicate your own lead, it should cost you friend points, right? So you can't do that all the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to eliminate the point of the friend system, which is use your friends, get some points. You can then use it on summons, or if you have like 10 million like I do. If I can't find that one lead that no one has, like a new Dokkan Fest unit, well, I'll pay the 5,000 friend points to use it for this one run. You know what I mean? You don't want to make it like right now it's just intrusive where I can't find my friend lead. I got to hop in, hop out, and go back and forth. May take me half an hour. That just defeats the purpose. You know what I mean? So duplicating your friend lead, again, Truth and I have always talked about it. It's a good way to incentivize people to whale a little harder. Because, I want to use my 100% Rainbow unit, but if I can't find someone to use it, I can't run the team. And some units, like Piccolo, who's utility, sometimes I just want to run it, but I can't find anybody. Or who else has like a Kefla lead if I ever wanted to run Rapid Growth? I can't find any of those.
Even Even if they put
Yeah.
a limitation on it where it duped your leader, but they just made them like 55% level 5 links or whatever, at
Yep,
least you could then
something.
actually win the team. Yeah.
So that doesn't have to be a duplicate of what mine has. I mean, again, I think that's fine because that'll incentivize people to actually summon and get those units. But if,
Yeah.
like in Super Battle Road, if it's just simply 55%, got basic like level 3 or 4 links, level links, and all that kind of stuff, I think that's fine. And just costs like 5,000 friend points or whatever the case may be. I think that's good.
As someone who has spent far too many hours of his life looking for people who can give him Fizz Bota Magetta as so many friend points to be able to do the stupid runs that I want to do with the stupid teams that I come up with in the, you know, inside my head. I think that's actually an almost perfect solution, because then you still give people what they want, which is just to duplicate because it's easier. But you do it at a cost, so you can still play the game, but there's a limitation to it.
Yeah.
So, but
right.
Moving on to our third question. This one coming from Philip Rodriguez at Shin Hadouken X. Where's your mindset with the state of the game and where it's going? Finality has been on my mind, with opinions of the game becoming stale from multiple people this past week. What will y'all do when it's time to hang up the cape? How hard will it hit you?
I can probably guarantee you that thinking right now of how hard it would hit me, I could probably say, I'll suck it up. But there are times where I've said that, and then it hits you, and it's like, damn, that actually hurts. Because this game's 6 years old, and we've all, like, during 3rd anniversary, everyone's like, nah, this game's not making it to 6. Here you are. So what happens when it actually does hit you? I can guarantee you it'll probably hit harder. Current opinions on the game, before 6th anniversary, I was actually thinking to myself, I'm like, when was the last time this game actually had a quality of life update that wasn't, like, not including, like, the link levels, like, not that, like, I mean, an actual quality of life update. So that was actually when they introduced, you can hold your finger on a unit and you see what links are active and the turn counter. But how long ago was that? That was months ago, right? Yeah. So it was actually kind of like bothering me that the game hasn't had quality of life. I'm like, oh, please don't stop now. Like, just at least give me something. But now with this, the anniversary, you know, like, they showed with this anniversary, they have life in them. And they showed that they have a lot of life in them. And now they're implementing the same name change update. And now version Z got announced. Like, now I'm very not concerned anymore. Like, I'm looking forward to what the Dokkan can do now.
Right. So since we have, you know, huge opposing play styles here, between J Fanta and Nolar, our free to play and our whale, who gets hurt most when this game shuts down? Is it the people who invested
Definitely
time?
not me.
How is that even a question?
J Fanta gets stuffed in the face. Nolar gets his head shoved into the ground.
Okay,
All right, look. Okay, let me explain this to you guys. I played a lot of gachas. I wailed on a lot of gachas. I've walked away from a bunch of games. And the whole point of these games is, at the end of the day, it's entertainment, right? Whether you spend $1,000 to go, you know, travel around the world or whatever the case may be, or you spend it on these pixels, it's entertainment at the end of the day. I don't regret anything that I've done, honestly, because it was fun. I got to make good connections, good friendships, relationships with people here. The community's great, especially what we're building here. I don't mind it whatsoever. It'll suck, absolutely, because the thing that I've been consistent with for the last 1,600 days is gone. That'll suck. But in terms of, like, the monetary value or whatever, it doesn't really matter that much to me, because I've earned something out of it the entire time. So yeah, that's my perspective. Other people who don't have that, it might hit them a little harder. But if you treat games and stuff like that with that concept in mind, you'll be fine.
He found the One Piece. It's the friends he made along the way.
Can I ask, what happened from Nola Youth to Nola Future that he became the biggest whale on Dokkan? What happened there? What happened in between that time?
It's called a medical degree.
Years, but you apparently did all right for yourself.
Yeah, you did. You did okay.
That's in the future. In the future, a girl turned him down because he didn't have enough rainbow LRs. So then the credit card came out.
Yep. It's happened.
That's the law. Official law.
So jumping into our next question, this is from our public Discord from XNAN. Would you recommend global players to summon on Pikkon and Janemba just by doing the discounts?
No.
Oh well, yeah, the discounts, I guess.
Well,
Well, discounts, yes. Rather than that,
Because it's
then
gonna
stop.
No.
because it takes the place of the last year was the Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Vegeta, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
Global got
Yep.
the first 3 steps discounted, and then you get a free one, and we got
Yeah.
tickets. So
Yeah.
I think
tickets, yeah.
for most people, unless you're completely free to play or are already low on stones at that point because maybe you went in on Saiyan Day or something like that, it's probably going to be a situation where for most players it's probably worth doing the first rotation just because of the discounts and all the stuff that you'll get out of it. But then after that, that's probably where most people would stop, I would say.
Because
Yeah,
I already,
definitely.
because I already know that people are going to see that shiny 5th anniversary LR in Vegito and Gogeta, and to that I say, that's what the coins are for. Buy your copy if you want to do your discounts. By all means, but buy your copy of that and just dip.
And me personally, I would just say always do your discounts. Like it's
Yeah.
one of the biggest advantages we have as a global player is that
Yeah,
we get
and
the
tickets as well.
tickets. You know,
Yeah.
we should take advantage of those every opportunity we get. So let's say it is a thing where it's like 30 stones for a multi 3 times or whatever. That's 90 stones. It's less than 2 multis. You get 3 multis out of it. There's so much value there. Even if the banner's not particularly great, there's still something you're going to get out of that.
Yeah, they're called the gotcha coins.
Yeah.
Bring up gacha coins again.
Yeah.
Someone
Every time.
earlier in the chat said take a shot every time no lava.
That was
brings up
Andre.
gacha coins.
That's Andre. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So moving on to our next question, also from our public Discord, we've got Wick of Legends asking, do you guys have any predictions to when Prime Battle LR Trunks will get his EZA and what units might be needed for it?
I want to say Golden Week, maybe. Golden Week, probably, and then
I
in
don't think
terms...
how long
And
it
then you
was
need
between Goku and Frieza.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
Yeah.
assume that if they're going to follow the same pattern, and you're going to have Frieza. But
Yeah, Frieza.
Maybe Frieza and Goku. Oh yeah, we need Goku for Frieza, and then probably Frieza will try.
I feel like they'll make it so that because wasn't it was Goku's they were all extreme, weren't they? And then Frieza they were all super types. So I imagine you're probably going to need Frieza, and then they'll be all extreme types. And so that's when we'll see like another. Maybe that'll be when they finally do Bojack because Trunks is AGL, but we'll probably see a whole bunch of other like barbershop units and stuff like that getting EZAs.
What is Frieza's leader after EZA? I can't remember.
Extreme.
Extreme 90%. Super.
Okay.
70.
I'm gonna guess that you probably need the free-to-play future Android.
I was going to say, that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was going to say Prime Battle Cell, like, just to throw in there, like, not EZA, but maybe not.
Yeah, I think they'll probably stick to the same, like, it's like a full Rainbow EZA team.
Check the barbershop, actually, see what's in there.
That means they're gonna. That means if we're right, then they're gonna EZA those that 17 and 18.
Oh yeah.
By me.
God, they're already so good.
Hopefully.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that
infinitely
grind is
stacking.
terrible too as well.
It's terrible, but dear God, is that worth it? Let's see. They could. Well, believe it or not, this could be the time where they EZA that tech Bojack.
Yep.
In the barbershop.
Yep. That would make sense. So.
Because I'm going through it, the cooler's already awakened and EZA'd. Everyone else is. They could also maybe do that tech Vegeta that's in there for 777, but I doubt that.
Oh, it's the Super Saiyan 2 one, isn't it?
Yeah, there is one. Yeah.
They could also maybe EZA the. Wait, is she EZA'd or she just have a Dokkan the strength 18? I know she has a Dokkan. Does she have an EZA?
No, just an awakening.
Okay, they could maybe EZA her and have her do that, but I feel like maybe Bojack would be best suited for this.
Yeah, definitely Bojack for sure.
Yeah. Well, he is also tech, so that would give you a type advantage unit, so probably Bojack.
All right. What's the last question here?
You're muted.
He's muted. Hello.
Alec. Alec.
My microphone. Sorry.
There you go.
Over on Twitter. When do you think we will get the next exchange character? I personally like it more than unit super attacks. However, it hasn't returned as often.
Wait, is that true? I'm sure there's more exchange units than unit super units, isn't
I'm
there?
pretty sure there's more exchange.
Yeah, there is more.
Isn't it?
It's not very many more. Yeah, I was just saying there's like 4 exchange units. There's like what 2 or 3 characters with the unit supers.
I think it's 3 now, thanks to Goten and Trunks.
Yeah, 3.
What's that?
Yeah, they're the first
Super
ones.
Saiyan
That's the
3.
first time.
Actually,
Oh yeah, Pikkon, yeah.
Now that I think about it, to answer the question of which one I would like to see more or when that's possible, Janemba movie, Goku and Vegeta, where it's Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then he exchanges into that Angel Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. That could be one.
Yeah,
for
that'd
when
be
they
cool.
Fight. Yeah, that would get a lot of people. To
I
summon.
want maybe like a future Gohan to Trunks or something like that. That'd be
Ooh,
pretty
okay.
fun.
Oh god, imagine the animation for that.
What about
Oh god!
Everyone on the bus
Oh,
would be like,
no.
where's that guy at the back of the bus crying into his phone?
I think sticking along with the idea of future Trunks, maybe a future Trunks and Mai exchange unit.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe where like Mai comes in, like when it swaps in, and you get like
The Trunks.
because she gets, she drops like smoke bombs or whatever. You exchange from Trunks to Mai, just like
Yeah.
she came and provided him escape a few times.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would want a Rose that exchanged into Zamasu or reverse.
Either or, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying earlier as well about the fact that they should make more exchange units that you can actually switch back and forth. So something like Rose and Zamasu would be really cool for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like example, like Zamasu will have like immortality and his passive, and then and then Rose, just like switch up, and then just like has more attack, and then and then could tank, and then do a lot of damage. It was like that'd be good. So hopefully they do that in the future for sure.
Yeah, I like the concept of like exchange units going back and forth depending on the playstyle you need to use them on. So if Zamasu was a tank, somewhat of a support, and you just saw that, okay, there's like 12 attacks in the first slot, I'm putting Zamasu there. He's going to get damage reduction, he's going to defense or whatever. And then the next turn, you're like, well, I'm going to go all out and just destroy the next unit. And you have an LR Rose style unit come out like that. I think that's how I wanted exchange units to perform, but
Yeah.
they've just been very gun shy on that.
More Realm of Gods buff though. Someone just say like, yes, let's buff Realm of Gods more. It's like it's
Right.
gonna
At this
happen.
point, it's
eventually.
Dokkan Battle Realm of Gods. There you go.
Dragon Ball Z deity battle.
All right. Unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the program this evening. I do want to take a moment and give a shout out to D. Simmons. He rated us earlier with 188 people. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
And then our boy GN gifting subs like a monster. This time he hooked me up. Thank you so much for that. You guys, been a blast hanging out with you guys this week, talking Dokkan. This has been episode 24. You guys want to say anything else before we wrap things up?
Yeah, today was a one-off because, well, all right, let me just wrap this up and then I'll introduce Fanta here, Jay Fanta. This was a one-off because we had the battle hour the other day. So normally we're on Saturdays. Today was Sunday. But this was great. Again, check out the channel for all this stuff. And again, welcome to Jay Fanta 259 Gaming. This is his first inaugural episode. So
Thanks for having me.
He's never allowed to leave.
I am now stuck here.
Well, for closing
And-
words, check out the merch shop and check out the Dokkan Awards that had a lot of time in it. If you have not seen it already, it's up on our YouTube channel. Please go see it. A lot of work went into it. It's very funny, very creative. Please go show support to that and check out the merch shop.
Yeah, with the merch shop, we do have the limited time merch, 3 new designs that are up specifically for the Dokkan Awards. But along with that, a lot of that stuff, a lot of the other designs are on sale. So this is a great time to either grab one of your favorite designs or one of the new ones. So make sure you guys check that out. and we will be back next week. I am not Toon Rami, reminding you to Dokkan responsibly.
See you guys.